Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. May the 4th be with you for all of our Star Trek fans out there. Let me see if we're can hear us okay over on X. I'm back from Vegas.
May the 4th.
Yeah, looks like people can hear us. Let me pull up my chat and put a little GM in there for good morning. Kick this things off. Been a crazy few hours actually since last night. We see right now market's been open for about 6 minutes. We're up about 12% on the NASDAQ, 15% now. The Dow Jones down 0.4, S&P down 0.5. So last night, welcome to, if you're listening live on YouTube or X, glad to have you here. Back out settling in a little, though I did get to sleep a little late last night. But getting settled back in. I got back late Friday night, back home from Vegas, from 8 days in Vegas. Kind of nice. Anyway, still have some content to post. It was weird. Couldn't post anything. The Venetian completely blocked almost my internet completely was in there. Sometimes that happens when there's, 40,000 people trying to use their phones, but I swear they block it. The casino was worse than the convention center, so I think they don't want someone's wife calling them while they're playing blackjack or craps or something like that. But anyway, so it was interesting. So last night, Trump announces this operation or Project Freedom, where they're going to escort some boats through, and that looks all good. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. You'll see the story in the chart there. Bitcoin currently. So anyway, you see this. We're going around during the weekend. A little here, a little there. Nothing too special. Had a nice bump as Trump announces this project or Operation Freedom, some people are calling it, where they're going to escort some boats through the Straits of Hormuz. And it's great. And the futures are up like 0.8%. And then all of a sudden, early this morning, about 4 a.m. my time, so that'd be about 6 a.m. Eastern time, boom, drops off a cliff. Iranian state media announces, which are, is complete propaganda. Anyway, they announce that they had struck a U.S. military boat with 2 missiles. And, just see the market. Oil jumped crazy. Oil jumped up to like $1.05. And the market dropped crazy. Everything dropped. Futures dropped all the way into the negative. Bitcoin, everything dropped off a cliff. You can see it here in the 24-hour chart. And then of course it was debunked as fake. Shocking. But yet we never really came back. I thought we might come back after the market opened, and you can see we have a little bit. Got back over 79, dropped a little. So a little bit of a recovery over, but a big drop. And, other people would just say, we got rejected off 80,000, which it's hard. We expect, previous support becomes, when we break down through it, it can become some pretty serious resistance when we try and break back through it. So I'm not surprised we got up to 84.4 or something like that. Yeah, 85.45 on crypto bubbles. I'm not really surprised that we got up there and then kind of broke back down. That doesn't totally surprise me. But just from a resistance level. But anyway, either way, I think we kind of, depending on how this operation, if there's not a breakdown in the ceasefire and some ships, so far, I think 2 ships have gotten through. We'll jump into the news, but yeah, I could foresee us kind of staying here, slowly grinding up, maybe retake that 80 again. So we'll see what happens over the next hour or two and then this week. But ceasefire seemingly still intact, though I think they did. So a couple drones did, some Iranian drones did hit a ship. I saw UAE talking about it, but or they didn't do any damage, but they targeted a ship. But anyway, $2,340 Ethereum up 0.5 for the day. XRP fresh off of their big convention down there in Las Vegas as well. I didn't go to it because I was working on too much stuff with CoinZoom, too much work to do. But I would like to have gone to. I think it would have been interesting. But they're at $1.39.7, up 0.1. You see, they got up over $1.42 before the fake news came out about the rockets hitting the U.S. ship. Solana, 84.15, up, well, flat for the day. So anyway, that's where we are. Let's look at some of the news. Yeah, of course, may the 4th be with you. This from Harrison Ford. So yeah, big Star Wars day. Hey, good morning, Scott. Great show this morning. On the from the Heine community, they have a show, spaces, a morning space at 6:30 to about 8 a.m. roughly. It doesn't usually go all the way to 8, but that's the Heine community. Great little community. You ought to check them out. Get some good alpha, get some good news and even stock analysis. It's just a good way. If you're up there, it's 4:30 my time, friggin' 3:30 in Vegas, man. You're hardcore if you're in the if you're on that show in Vegas. But I was rolling in about 4 a.m. I think every day, but kept me from getting to be too much of a degenerate down there. But yeah, good to see you, Scott, and definitely check them out if you're on X, the Heine community. So appreciate you guys always showing support for people they hang with. Michael Saylor, no buys this week, back to work next week. I would say this is only the second time in, I don't know exact count, I'd say 20 to maybe even 24, 25 weeks. But they'll be back next week. Of course, he spoke, and that was great. Fong Li is the actual CEO of Strategies, spoke twice on 2 different panels. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. But always pumps up the crowd. It's focused mostly on his STRC, which they call as kind of their iPhone product. It's a preferred stock that pays 11.5% monthly, and they're voting to do it every 2 weeks, which all the better. Great way if you know that's where they're getting most of their growth from, and then they take that and they buy it. Hey, Mr. Heine as well, joined us over there on X, the founder of the Heine community. But yep, may the Heine be with you. I saw that post. That's funny. They always say, thank God thank Heine it's Friday. So we always used to say TGIF, and so some good memes. I saw that. May the Heine be with you. Good stuff, man. Went a little crazy, it seems. Had a Pokemon. I thought I saw you say you bought like 2 truckloads of Pokemons, like $100,000. I hope that was either a typo or maybe you're talking pesos, though. I know you're not Mexican, so I don't know, man. I got to hear more about that. But yeah, man. I reported yesterday on my TikTok update, which I do on the weekend as well, just 10 minutes every morning, right before this show. But man, Pokemon has gone from 10 billion to 75 billion in volume in 6 years, 5 or 6 years, I think. So it's crazy, man. My nephews, early, right? I kind of raised my nephews more or less. My brother, their dad's a deadbeat. And man, they're the one young, the middle one, big time. Well, they're all big Pokemon kids. I remember anyway, he had some premium stuff like 2 or 3 Charizards and everything. And his debt and his dad was always getting kicked out and didn't pay his storage unit, and they got sold in a storage. This is before they were nearly. This is like going way back, like 15 years ago. They weren't worth what they are today, but they were still pretty valuable. And I know he still has a bunch, but man, yeah, he's still not happy with his dad for not paying their storage, getting them seized. So a fine for whoever bid on that storage unit, but I know he still has a lot of premium ones. I tell him to sell and buy Bitcoin, but yeah, man, Pokemon's really going crazy. So this product freedom is underway. U.S. Navy guided missile destroyers are now operating in the Arabian Gulf after transiting the Strait of Hormuz. 2 U.S. flag merchant vessels have already transitioned the strait safely. American forces actively operate in the area in support of commercial shipping. So listen, here's what I think, okay? Trump was up against his whatever 60-day deal, right? So they signed off on this war, peace deal, whatever. Okay, he only had, and then they were saying, no, we had a 2-week ceasefire. We have 2 more weeks. But basically, I think they signed it off as done, and now they're calling this like a humanitarian mission. But if they get fired on, he resets his clock with Congress. So no one's really talking about that, but I think that's what's really happening here, right? This is just for Trump to creatively get away from him running out without having to present or get Congress to vote on it. And at the most that was over, or they had another 2 weeks, but even that might have been. So now they kind of said it's over, and now this is just a humanitarian mission. But if they get fired on, then that, of course, will be an act of war or whatever, and then he resets his clock. So I think that's really, I think this is just ingenious maneuvering by Trump, but no one's really talking about that yet. We'll see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Better talk fast. I know I got my other show coming up, but yeah, so they claim that big. When we go back to the chart and we see that massive drop right there, that was all because of this, Iranian media claiming the IRGC had a U.S. warship with 2 missiles. Truth, 0 U.S. Navy ships were struck, not a single one. American forces are fully operating, supporting projects. So quite a knee-jerk reaction, but then again, sometimes it's just cover for market manipulation as well. But it happened fast, man. So I think we're going to come back. I think we'll make our way back to 80. We'll see. That'd be cool. $800 billion JP Morgan announced on NBC. It will now accept Bitcoin as collateral. Same company that called it a worthless, petless rock. So they're now allowing some of their people to borrow it for traders. And pretty soon it'll be everything, right? And it's good for us. We want to see the more of this lending that's available, the better, because then it puts less selling pressure on it. So on it. So much better if you can buy it, to leverage it to do other things, to buy a house, to trade, to pay your kids' college tuition, whatever it is, buy Pokemon cards in the case of Mr. Heine there. Then you don't have to sell it. Creates less selling pressure. So I love it. Especially when the big boys are playing. Western Union's USDPT went live on Solana. A federally regulated digital dollar issued by Anchorage Digital merged directly into Western Union's infrastructure. Excuse me. Across 200 plus countries, borderless money has arrived. So, I'm an investor. If you've listened to me for more than 5 minutes, you probably heard me shilling or talking about CoinZoom, where we have a feature called Zoomy, where you can send crypto and money globally instantly for free. And then people you can wire ACH it back to your bank, go to an ATM, but most people spend it on their Visa card that we're able to issue in 152 countries. So we're going after the same market. And And the reason is it's nearly $1 trillion and people pay 6 to 10%. Even Brian Armstrong said last week, we're wasting $60 billion a year on international remittance. It could be free almost free. With CoinZoom, it is free, but that's more of a centralized. But of course, Western Union's centralized, and so is Coinbase. But what I'm saying is, everyone's going after this obvious market, and it's faster and cheaper. And so, this is the kind of revolution that digital revolution that's being caused by crypto and blockchain. World Liberty Financial has filed a defamation countersuit against Justin Sun. Sun sued the Trump family crypto venture 2 weeks ago, alleging fraud and that World Liberty Fi legally froze $1 billion of his tokens. Truth is, it all goes back to some trickery that Justin Sun was doing early on, right? I was an early investor and I got out when I found he was manipulating the market. And so that's why they froze his token. Let him fight it out in court. I'm not buying right now. All the Trumps, they probably for exposure reasons pulled them off all their documentation. I do like that they have a big stable coin. It's like ranked like the 20th. So it's the third biggest stable coin behind USDT and USDC. But I think without the Trumps being involved and pulling some strings, so getting a little messy there. Justin Sun is known for this stuff. Honestly, he's a tricky one, man. So we'll see how this I guess now it's in the court's hands. I'm out, but doesn't mean I won't come back someday. It's all the way down to like 5 cents. Look at this chart showing ever since Bitcoin hit 70,000, and then all the way up and all the way down. This orange line is Wells buying. So they've been buying consistently. Look at that, just kind of up and to the right, down a little bit. The whales have been accumulating, and the smart money's buying. That's what I keep saying. It's why we should be buying. Follow the smart money, and we're going to see some supply shock too. Right now, the supply on exchange. I had a slide, but I don't think I saved it. But all-time low. Bitcoin supply is at an all-time low. Bitmine's ETH holdings now at 5.18 million after Tom Lee bought 101,745 tokens last week. Their stake is now 4.29% of the total supply, but I think over 70% of it is now staked, and it takes a while to unstake. So they're not going anywhere. They're not selling. They're kicking back, making $1 to $2 million a day in staking profits, right? In yield. So that's his plan, to probably keep buying. So still way upside down in the billions, I think, but way better off than they were when we were $1,800 a few weeks ago, right before the war. So they're saying now Clarity Act is everything's in place. Markup in May. That means they're going to take it up in Senate. 62% of it passing. We got pro-Bitcoin Fed Chair Kevin Warsh. Within weeks, Trump said should have an announcement of it getting ready to pass. A lot of people are saying it's done. Coinbase is saying it's done. So I think it's just, I think the deals have been cut. So, and Trump's going to sign it immediately. It'll happen. It has to happen. It's too important for the dollar. They're one of the biggest buyers of Treasury. Billionaire Michael Novogratz said he does not see Bitcoin going back to 60,000. I can see kind of 72, 78 till we get some more momentum, but that's not really the big story. So he sees what's happening with the Clarity Act, with the money printing, with Kevin Warsh. So yeah, he basically saying the bottom's in. We're not going back to 60. And we don't know. We never know. Nobody really knows. But I think that the bottom's probably in too. And I thought, yeah, we never even broke that 200-week moving average, which back in the day was about 58. I don't know what it is today, but probably well over 60 now. But we just broke 80, so that's pretty good. If we can hold these levels, I think we can move up. I think this war is going to get resolved. Trump's going to print money and give away money. We don't know. He's going to do everything he can to stimulate the economy, try to win those midterms. $200 billion Texas Teachers Retirement Fund just loaded up on MicroStrategy. They now hold over 80,000 shares of MSTR worth $14.4 million. And listen, we've got a few states buying, a few countries buying, a few companies buying, a few of these retirement funds buying, a few individuals buying. Pretty soon it's everybody. That's how we get to 1 million, 2 million, $10 million Bitcoin. I saw mine slips me the anyway, I don't think I saved his Matt Hogan. He raised his price to 2.4 million by the end of 2030. He sees a 20x. Matt Hogan, Bitwise. They're a crypto native fund, group of funds on Wall Street, and he sees it. He raised his price to 2.4 million. It was the first time I heard him speak, but always bullish, but still. Now on the downside, U.S. foreclosure filings, and we've been talking about this for years on the GM Bitcoin show because there's underlying the economy's hurting, but U.S. foreclosure filings hit a 6-year high, 2026, surging 26%. So the highest it's been in 6 years, 26% year over year growth. Now 119,000 properties in foreclosure in the United States. So there's some problems with the economy. And this is a global problem, and we're going to print our way out of it. All the more reason to buy Bitcoin. $7 trillion UBS CEO says blockchain is the future for traditional banking. Tokenized money market fund already live. Integration complete. Client demand driving it. Clarity Act gave the legal green light. So they're joining, and these are big banks. U.S. troops. U.S. withdrawing 5,000 troops from Germany. NATO is falling apart. Basically, Trump not happy with these response. And listen, these companies have so many, such a flood of immigration that they don't control their own destiny. They're basically worthless, and they have some major problems. So that's going to be massive hit for the and Trump. I think is going to close the bases down. Everything they're zero use to the United States right now. So not good. But like I say, these guys are they now have been overtaken. The native population has been overtaken by uncontrolled immigration. Spirit Airlines been allowed. This is Scott Bessent. Spirit Airlines, of course, shut down over the weekend. Worst airline ever. But had Spirit Airlines been allowed to merge with JetBlue, it would have given them much more resiliency. Thanks to Senator Warren, Pete Buttigieg, and all of their friends in the Biden administration who backed their enthusiastic opposition to the Spirit JetBlue merger, dozens of regional airports will now lose service. Thousands of jobs will be lost. So, and shockingly, Elizabeth Warren just dumped all her Spirit airline stocks a few weeks ago. Shocking. These people are great traders. She should be doing this show, not me. Her and Nancy Pelosi, who's even a better trader than the greatest ever, Warren Buffett. Anyway, I got to wrap things up, but basically, JetBlue's a great airline. Spirit Airlines sucks. They could have turned it around. JetBlue's awesome airline, and Spirit sucks. But Elon Musk, now over $800 billion, is setting his sights on $10 trillion. Crazy to think about. And GameStop, Ryan Cohen made a bid and wants to run it and be a big competitor with eBay. I think the big competition is going to be TikTok shops and live selling on things like whatnot. So I don't know if this is a smart thing. The smart move, and I've been saying this for years, he just needs to buy more Bitcoin and set on it. That would outperform anything he's doing with eBay, but good luck. I think he would improve on it. Last look here at, feel free to join me, by the way, over on the Bitcoin Morning Show. Got some other co-hosts, other speakers and whatnot. He looks like we're 78, 789, so grinding down a little. We'll see what happens. We'll see how this Project Freedom works out. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great weekend. May the 4th, of course, be with you.